Day 1. Gathering human waste for survival. At the moment I reached my first plot of land, I decided to milk it. Please take my word, milk with a pinch of salt. It wasn't a joke, alright? Back at the raft, only to find out Bruce took a chunk of my raft. I then crafted brick versus smelter. Yeah, that was random. I then placed a research table down and spent the night googling on what the waste made. Day 2, upon another island, I found the cartel plane and a pilot helmet. I must have drifted to Mexico then. See, that's a crate they left behind, but sad they didn't left any flour.
You're under arrest!
Cut the crap, it's only day 2, can't be high yet. As the place got brighter, I went on the water to get iron ore. And bye, Coke Island. Adios. I placed down the sail to increase the speed from 1 to 2 knots. Then I got my fourth hand ready. Wait, where's the third?
Yeah, boy.
Just to keep it safe, I set a border around it, just like the Great Wall of USA.
The protection.
Raft logic. Rain falling, my wet brick drying. I wrap up day 2 by placing a bird nest, so I could watch Uncle Roger egg fried rice tutorial. Hiya, Uncle Roger egg fried rice. Day 3. After another deforestation, I took a diving lesson, and they only had one rule: beware of our family-friendly Bruce. Today was successful. I got the smelter, which didn't cost an arm and a leg. Day 4. Just like printing, I got the second one. I am smelting sand at the moment. In return, I will get glass, which can use to craft the solar purifier. And with the seaweed turning into vine goo, I can learn a lot more blueprint. Raft logic 2. I can grab water from here. With the new blueprint, I crafted a metal axe. Bye to my primitive axe. So hyped to try it out. I forgot Karen exists without a reason. I just got yeeted by her, and a goat is celebrating. Get me off this island. People might say this a bit cheesy, but I say it is strategy. Trust me, it worked. Rule 69, if it worked, we don't question. I was able to milk the island cause there's no bird. I named this island Lucky Pig. Just like my piggy bank, it's forever empty. Day 5. Unfortunately, the llama can't come with me. I really want a friend aside from Bruce. Talking about Bruce, there he is, daily visit. I must have wake up from the wrong side of the bed. I took the chance of 1 in 50, which clearly that one is me. In return, my trophy in this case is meat, and a shark skin to remember the days that Bruce tortured my raft. At night, I did one of the most annoying thing, moving storage. I don't want to be that guy, but 1 day equals 20 minutes according to Google. 100 days times 20 minutes equal 1200 minutes. Then divided by 60 minutes equal 33.3 hours. That means many overtime work and a lot of coffee consumption. So, a fat like is appreciated. It helps the YouTube algorithm. With the new anchor, I could finally keep the bucket for far better use. Day 7. Structure stability wasn't the main focus for the devs. In addition, I could add more storage. Pretty good if you ask me. I nearly forgot about the grill. And for safety measure, I reinforced the side of the smelter. I reinforced the end to mark my max raft length. I want to keep my raft small. In theory, I want my raft to look like this, but with 3 or more layers. Without any island spotted, all I did was run around like a psycho, adding as much as I could until I spot the next island. Day 9. After days of waiting, there's no egg laying by these suckers. I hit it with the spear. It must have died to strong wind judging from the post. Harvesting it gave me 2 1-star rated KFC drumstick. This one died from overuse of caffeine. Then I got so bored, I tried to increase the raft speed from 2 to 2.5 knots with my arm strength. Then I stopped by island to gather scrap and copper. I'll need the scrap to make nail when reinforcing the raft. Speaking about copper, I found it. In my point of view, copper is way easier to get than iron. While getting back to the raft, Bruce say,
Prepare for trouble.
but I got away just like the script said. Anyways, I began working on all the raw ores. Raise the anchor and search a storage box.
No!
I spotted the manticore from Ark. Must have been one of her baby. It got lost. I let that slip since I did murder your mom. I also need to find the kid that been wrapping their household decorative in gift paper and sending it out in barrel. I then asked the dev, could they added a button for turning player into mermaid so I could just live in the water forever? But the dev replied, we got that covered already. A 5-minute scuba tank and a mermaid flipper. On today National Geographic, we got a shark escorting a group of dolphins. Dolphins wasn't heard during this filming. I didn't mention the shark for a reason. I then crafted a juicer. Who made this decision? The right or the left brain? I got no battery. That was a small problem. Where the heck I will get the recipe from? It didn't last long on deck. It got packed away 5 minutes later. With all the part finished crafted, I placed the receiver down. And now it's just about where I could make the antenna work. This means the receiver need to go higher. Yeah, and placing it at an angle like that, it fit and work. I call this the pyramid scheme. 2 in front, 1 at the back. Then I took a second to admire my wonderful build. I invested more on the net. Just to protect you from bruise, you'll need to hang on the triangle for some time. Raft logic 3. The net don't cut the material, it vacuum it. I then spent the day sailing to my first coordinate. First, I searched for the entrance, which I found some sweet scrap laying for me to collect. Turns out the entrance was simply just jump. And the first message was, I got you, Bruce. Someone must have been in a hurry dropping all the documents. Now, that should explain the panic and chaos. The parkouring skills from avoiding Bruce came in handy. At the top of the tower, there was a lady waiting her entire life just for this one moment, which I ignored every single word she said, and I found a recycler blueprint, which gave you currency. More on that later. Well, being a kind person, I fulfilled her will by listening to her, and she left. Our next coordinate was Vaskasar. Vaskasar? Sorry, my English is very bad. I'm unable to pronounce that. Plenty bad English. I then took the shortest route from point A to point B. That's a 10 out of 10. Safety wise, -10. With the loot I got, I made the cooking pot, which was big as a juicer. My raft space is shrinking at a rapid speed. I came across another giant island. I helped paddle to reduce the work on my sail. As I got in the water, I saw the kamikaze fish. It took me 4 stone arrow and an emotional kiss from Bruce to kill it. Kamikaze was kind enough to give me back my arrows and his favorite skin plus explosive glue. Don't ask how it's been made. As soon as I went in the radius of the bird, it dropped bomb on me. Hold up. I got a name for you. From now on, you would be called the B1 Lancer. B1 Lancer wasn't giving up. It was chasing me since I stepped feet on the land, and the accuracy was 98. Eventually, I managed to lose it. I took the time to loot the crate next to the shop. Remember the recycler earlier? This is the exact shop that you would spend your trash cube the machine made. Your boy eating good tonight with all the ores. Another kamikaze down here. Honestly, I don't recommend using the spear for this job. You would end up like a snake keeper playing with his viper. I then spent the night smelting and sorting my loot. By smelting the blue glue, I got explosive powder. We all knew where this is heading. In this case, it could make non-lethal ammo, which was perfect to capturing animal. At first, I was missing shot and got the timing all wrong. With more practice, I was able to get 90% accuracy. The one Lancer was such a tank, I sunk a set of arrows on it before it was on its last wing. I don't think feathers, 4 drumsticks, and a skin is worth all that work. I killed it only so I could deforestate all the trees for my raft. The fact I was using metal arrows as well. I began digging treasure in the morning once I could see better in the water. I would give the flipper 8 out of 10. That too, Mark, is because I couldn't turn into mermaid. The 5-minute scuba tank I rated 6. not much used. It would be different if you instantly die when your oxygen ran out. Every second count. The island provided me with 19 iron ores. Not counting the ores before, it gave me almost 25 iron ores. That was a good trip. My collection of skins got Bruce, B1 Lancer, Kamikaze, and Karen. She must been too annoying for not being on the list. Then I began adding support to form the second floor. After the support, the ceiling were being added. More support for stability. I also added fence around it. The pen wouldn't need door, I could just parkour my way out. So my pen shouldn't get escape animal. Almost forgot the grass plot. I won't want my animal to be like Bruce. Eating wood as food, Bruce probably got iron stomach. I also made the automatic water dispenser, then added water in it. Proceed to water the plot manually. Today I got a different mission. I must secure a pet to help with my depression. Being a noob at projectile weapon, I missed the first shot. I only got one shot left. I must make it count. Arriving back to Raft with my new pet, my depression level dropped significantly. As for the name, while bringing it back, Bruce kept attacking it. You would be named after Bruce. I end the day with a happy smile. The next day I crafted a bucket and milk Bruce. Could I use it to make cheese? Nah, I couldn't figure it out. I reached the second location, which was a darn yacht. The game went from old radio station to yacht. The next day after sorting my food and water, I set feet on the yacht. Literally second, I fell in the rich people pool and found a part. I also got another part, plus a bullet while checking the bar for some booze for drink. Thought I hacked the system. Back to the beginning. I backtrack and enter from the back. At the table was a crowbar, and I just randomly pulled a lever. The crowbar is the first puzzle. Thought the crowbar was for the safe. I then had to kill Master Splinter. Splinter been slacking lately. Few stab and he was a goner. In a few room apart, I got the red key. Shortly after, I got the gas tank. In this room where I need to assemble the wheeljack, I found the bolt cutter, which could cut open the locked locker. In return, I got the blue key, which opened this door that led to the second floor of the yacht. Come on, Splinter, you're supposed to be with your 4 turtle student, not here. I reached the second floor of the bar. At the side, I got a cheeky stairs to the third floor, which in the glass room, I found more gear. That's the fourth one. I also found the digital code laying on the table. With this code, I could head back down. I struggled to find the room cause the place went very dark. Surprised I found it. Unlocking it, I got electrical wire. That was the last part for the car jack to build. With the car jack, I moved the object that was blocking the entrance. Right next to the bed, I found the lighter. Must be in Snoop Dogg room. You saw even Splinter got high. Must be chewing some of the leaf Snoop Dogg was planting. If you want to ask why I could move so smooth in the dark, cause I ran up and down this hall so much, I knew it just like the GTA 5 City map. At the table, I crafted the bomb. Trust me, I was reincarnated to this world. Not even bomb could hurt me. The damage you saw before was just for the storyline. At the main room, I got the steering wheel blueprint, engine blueprint, and the coordinate to Balboa Island. I came up with extra gear since I got the next location. That must be an extra, not important. I wasn't lying when I said it was for storyline.
I am inevitable.
I've been sorting my crate lately. This all my food. Eating good for a while. I got the steering wheel set. Now just the engine.
Wait a minute!
I don't think that was a good placement for the engine. Here, this should fix the problem. I stopped by another island and used 100% of my brain gathering flour. Hello, you was wondering why? Well, it's to recycle it. See kids, this is why we don't use 100% of our brain. Then I reinforced the second platform engine. Well, I couldn't make cheese with milk, but I could drink it. Drinking it increased my water bar. Even with the engine, I am limiting my use of it. It needed wood for fuel, which means I needed more wood. Breaking news, another bird had died. This time, it drowned. I finally made it to another island. This island was different from all the one before. It got honey which could use to make fuel. And I could become a beekeeper. Almost shit my pants when a bear came to attack me. I wasn't expecting a bear. The bear was tough, but I still got it done. The one Lancer is still the most annoying animal in Raft in my opinion. I then went to the shop to buy fishing bait, and I noticed not all trees was cuttable. And now that's a good way, my friend, to stop deforestation. While at the island, I dug more darts. The next day, I began fishing if I want to unlock the tier 2 shop. The fish I caught was shark carp, shrimp that definitely bought the battle pass. Once on the island, I harvested the blueberry, and I noticed the stolen rules from museum, such as don't eat, don't drink. On the island, if you follow the sign and road trail, you shouldn't get lost. Then I got applied to try the Ninja Warrior course. With my pure parkour skills, I made it over with minor burns. No problem, I could walk that off. In a house, I found the biofuel refiner, yes, hear my word, refiner. In a house, I found the biofuel refiner blueprint. Then at station 4, I had to throw stone to hit the lever to drop the bridge, and it was pretty close to me. As I got over the bridge, I head up the tower. At the top of the tower, I found the hammer. I also pulled another switch, and I also found the fuel pipe blueprint. Then, to open the road to station 6, I needed the machete, which I placed the blueberry I picked before in the basket to draw away the mama bear attention. With the bear moved, I got the machete blueprint and the machete. Back at the cave, I cut the vine that was blocking my way before. It led me to station 6. At the station, I found the wrench. A ghost person was also found and the fuel tank. Before leaving, I pulled another switch. With the last switch pulled, I got a new coordinate, Carnava tongued. I went back to Raft and punched in the new coordinate. With the new blueprint, I needed more space, so I added more pillar to build the third floor. I added more pillar to expand out. Then I wanted to expand the second floor, but the engine was in the way. Anyway, I began placing the biofuel refiner and the fuel tank. At last, I made the net, so I'll be beekeeping soon. Then the honey was made into a jar of honey. Then I placed it into the biofuel refiner. I also started my farm, and with my second engine, it really looking like the steamboat I was thinking about. Next, I stopped by the desert island. With the net, I gathered bees for upcoming hive. I never expected this game to have pig, like literally pig. By watching the tent, I solved it. It must have been someone's pet. His owner may have died, and my crops were missing one. And where the heck was my scarecrow? Being a farmer was hard. Can someone let me know? Do I need to add fruit plus honey for it to work? I did try putting honey alone, but it didn't produce any fuel. Please let me know. I end off the day securing my second engine platform because I don't want Bruce to take it from me. As a platform, he could take that, but please, not the engine. At this rate, this is not profitable. One thing after another, I pretty much loved the double engine setup. Then I realized one engine was flipped. To reach the switch, I need to go all the way back. Well, that is easy fix. Just gotta work my legs more. Oi, oi! Balboa Island is coming up. I am no fortune teller, but with B1 Lancer welcoming me, I could confirm it's going to be a rough start. This got the battle pass as well. Just some info, if you want explosive goo, come to Balboa Island, you'll become expert in explosive powder. As I searched and grabbed all the loots, I was wondering who was the architect. All the trailers and half trailers were at all kind of angle. Let me introduce you to the set. We got easy toilet access, randomly stranded, Jenga aftermath, special worship location, room for one, the forgotten project, Their slogan must be, "Eat well, live the worst." Oh yeah, I almost forgot what I came here for. There's a wire. Then I also found a secret stash. The loots were just over the top. This is the fourth time I am all packed. I finally found another puzzle where I had to just adjust the pipe to let the water flow all the way down so it could raise the water level and let me get the zipline part. I just went diving with an empty stomach and there was a crazy amount of kamikaze here. They really want to kill you. After following the pipe for a while, I found the second zipline part, infantry key, and the metal detector inside the container. To get the last zipline part, I needed to give the rocket explosive powder, then let it commit suicide. In return, it ejects the zipline part out. On my way over the island, I grabbed another friend, which I named Wayne. From now on, you both should live a happy life together. At the ejection site, I found the firework blueprint and the zipline part. As I was going to use the zipline, I almost missed the blueprint for the zipline tool and zipline itself. Then I zipped down to the mirror trailer. I got the mirror hat and battery charger blueprint. Zipping over another trailer, it got pigs all over the place. Safe to say, that's the last one. With all the pigs cleared, I went to a somewhat medical trailer. It also got heels all over. And there goes the mayor chest key I was missing. With the chest open, I got the engine control and the next coordinate, Tangaro. Please be easy on my English. Arigato. For the last goodbye, I adopted someone abandoned pet chicken. I named it Johnson on the spot. With more animal on my pen, I expanded the grass plot so no one should fight over foods. And look what it dropped, my egg fried rice will was fulfilled. In the morning, I learned all the new blueprint. Also, by researching Wayne Fur, I got armor blueprint, but most important, the backpack. Today was also the day I became a half beekeeper. You may notice there was no bee. I was wondering the same, so I left it. And with the metal detector, I found the treasure. At first, that looked like trash more than treasure. Turn out, it was trash.
Okay.
Without even noticing, I already reached Tangor Island. And by now, I already knew something wrong with the hive. But there was no time for that. I needed to connect fuel to my engine. With the leather and fur, I got the backpack made. Look at the space it gave me. Then I began gearing myself with flashlight, bow, food, and a full slots. I began swimming my way over, and the only way in I found was the boat parking dock. Staying at the signboard for 10 minutes, where to go? When I did pick, it was a dead end. Perfect choice, my guy. Alright then, guess I only need to go left. Going left, I met Splinter again, but with a genetic color mutation. I then met another junction. I hate junction. I tend to get lost easily. I reached the storage room and got the generator part, which I found I needed 2 more to operate the generator. By meeting so many splinters, I could predict their next move. Right about now, I knew where the second generator part was. I just need a way around the bar. At the cafeteria kitchen, I found the third generator part. I couldn't be the only one thinking the blue chopping boards were blueprint. The last one was very confusing to get. It took me way too long to find it. With the generator running, I began analyzing the path. Okay, so I start here. The tape should guide me to here when I finish. It led me to the water pipe blueprint. I then opened a door and water started pouring in. I thought that was a trap, but nope. The water pouring in made the broken ladder usable. Well, it led me to the plantation room, and they were planting bananas and strawberries. Fixing an e-box didn't stop the electricity but opened another door. And that finally led me inside the ball. The first thing I did was to check for treasure, but curiosity got me. I found the exit instead. And what do you know? All the trees here are cuttable. I then thought I was met by a new friend. Even it was saying, help, his action doesn't match his face. I then got a keycard from it, basically universal keycard for all building here. And the main reason I had to search all the building were to get duct tapes. With the duct tape, I head back down the plantation room to repair the e-box, which stopped the electricity leak and opened up a room, which led me to the electric purifier blueprint. It also fixed the elevator, which allowed me to head to the top to zip over, and I forgot to record. Long story short, after this number punch, it will launch something. Now behold the mighty montage of cutting tree. At last, I wish I could remodel a robot to be my friend. Before the final goodbye, I bought souvenirs from the vending machine. Just to confirm, I didn't leave any tree behind. We all cleared. Inside it got yet another ghost. She was strapped and ready to enter Mars. I then found the next coordinate, Varuna Point, and the water tank blueprint. The next day, I woke up and chose Violent, only to know the crop plot was immortal. Flowers around the hive, it finally had bees, and I decided to move the steering wheel and receiver in front. I still hate farming, the damn seagull keep eating my flowers. Here, take that. That was more like treasure, titanium. Some days may seem very short to you, because I was just doing the same stuff over and over. By selling enough fishes, I unlocked tier 2. I bought tier 2 baits. And there were some other crop plot blueprint. Did you notice I was going the wrong way all the time? My receiver wasn't facing the same direction as my steering wheel, so I will never reach the blue spot. I then made the engine controls, which I thought it could control this anchor as well, but it doesn't, which I noticed due to my flip engine. I would never get both engines to stop. This could work, right? But I want to connect the fuel pipe later on, so I remodel again. I took a break from that. I made the battery charger, which could charge my dead battery. I end the day placing another fuel tank. Today I took a break and did some fishing. My first caught was puffer lisk, followed up by trap snapper. Foam spitter? Really? That was about it for tier 2 baits. Then I found another vault. It's always a good day to end the day by finding vault. I then began smelting titaniums. It was taking forever, just like my crush replied. If you don't know, the answer was forever. Selling the fishes, I unlocked the tier 3. Where's the real treasure were, such as titanium. Honestly, I don't know why I still bought baits. For a split second, I thought I broke the game. I then got enough titaniums to make the electric purifier, which fit perfectly with the anchor hole I had before. I even kept checking if I was going the right way. How could I have not noticed? Anyway, I made the water tank as well. With the water tank, I began connecting pipes from the sprinkler to the perfect timing, no scrap. Another day at the scrapyard, I picked things off where I left off. The next day, I used the baits I bought before to catch the lionfish, lunar fish, pink pike, and shark eater. Today, I began building the outer structure of the farm. I'll need to secure the flower from seagull. In the morning, with all 3 ceilings placed, I finished the beehives. Then, I readjust the flowers and ended off with a pair of boots. And today was the day I finally knew I was heading the wrong way all along. Curiosity got the best of me again. I then made a large storage. It got a lot of space, yeah, but was pretty ugly. Then I went to check my bees farm. It worked pretty good, no seagulls so far. Should have done that earlier. I then slowly convert this room to bees and crops farm. While adding the ceiling, some of the ceiling needed support pillar, so I added support beam, so I don't have support pillar blocking me on the lower floor. Perfect timing, I crashed the Varuna point. Before I go, I added more support pillar to create the 4th floor. That will be my room. Yes, your boy will be having a room. I paused my work when I ran out of wood. The place was abandoned so long it got bird nests on it, and the place was pretty empty. At the top, I reached the crane control station, which I'll need a key to use. Heading higher up, I found the electric grill. The further I progress, the more I'm becoming more eco-friendly. And that was it for here. The rest of the clues were underwater. First, I dived into a water cave where I was met with the anglerfish, more like light fish.
Stop it. Get some help.
Then I found the spotlight parts, which could be put on here. The light would make the jellyfishes move away, so I could access the next puzzle. And by following the G sign and the wire, which was leading the right way, which also was leading me to a lot of traps. The owner really don't want any people getting past this point. I then got the motherlode key. And also, hey everyone, meet my friend Josh. And I am assuming this is the treasure map. I then used the key before to unlock the shutter. Then I met Bruce, which was on protein powder. Luckily, I bought the flipper to increase my movement speed. What you want to do here is to let Bruce ram into the pillars. The amount of pillars depends on the game difficulty you play on. And when the pillar was open, you need to add the explosive barrel. And once being placed, let Bruce ram it again. And to let Bruce target, you need to use yourself as the guide. With the last hit, Bruce showed me his white belly. Then in a room, I got the wind turbine BP and the crane key. Before I tell you what happened next, the lighting in here really does make you confused. You could barely see the exit. Back to the main page, with the crane key I can operate the crane, which made a hole on the next building. And at the next building, I found the better battery BP plus temperance coordinate. I took the time to stare at my wonderful building. It took me one day to reach temperance. For the start, I drove around in my snowmobile collecting Arctic bear skins and wires. With the wires, I could daisy chain them to the main room, which I found this bowl of kamikaze soup at the table. I then found the blowtorch and the advanced biofuel refiner BP. I used a torch to melt the ice, only to find out it needed a key. So I kept exploring where the floor collapsed under me, scaring the living soul out of me. In another room, I met Josh, numero dos. And by looking at the galaxy, I found the password for the safe. By unlocking it, I got the Selena key and stationary anchor BP. With the key, I got into the Selena facility, where I need to find all 3 of the control rods. First one, all I need was to solve the puzzle. There, I obtained it. The second one, still very easy. All I need was to defeat the radioactive spiders to get the control rod. Third one was a real pain. I need to pass the elementary laser test, then to be put up against the college laser test. And there's the last piece. With all 3 of the control rods placed it, I got the reactor key, where it opens the door to the reactor room, which I could shut off the switches to stop the radiation. With the last one turned off, say no more to radiation. And I found the room filled with capsule. Selena was definitely trying to make a super soldier. In the room, it also gave me the electric smelter and our last location, Utopia. Then I attempted to hijack the snowmobile. I finally decided to work on my engine. Buy all my metal ingot. Next, I began working on the pipe. I got the pipes running like this. I didn't like the look, so I remodeled it again. The next day, I began doing the same with the fuel pipes. Then I continued my room building. The outer part, I picked the palm leaf wall. Yeah, I know. Don't get triggered. I bought the most expensive storage since the food don't spoil. By hoping for a vault, I got a totem. I end the day of beep 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 boom. Today I placed down the better biofuel refiner. And even though I got the wind turbine, it was so huge it couldn't fit anywhere. So I had to expand the 3rd floor. On today, I added extra floors on the level 2, so I could place down the big crop plot to plant trees. Then I added the door for the farm room. Check my room over there, eco-friendly. Then I grabbed another llama and named it Smith. Then I noticed Smith was way smaller than Wayne. I made the electric cooker and the electric smelter. My raft looking like a rocket launcher site. I then start adding more crop plot. Hey, did you see all the decoration I got? Next, I placed the fridge down. Went back to check my crops. With full harvest, this proved seagull couldn't eat my crop anymore. I went back to the island with bears to gather bees to make hives. I began destroying my previous beehive's wall, which led to structure stability causing the top middle ceiling to collapse. It may be hard to see for you guys, but there was a hole made from the collapse. and the decorative in the storage was on the collapsed floor, so it was all gone. Then I began placing the hives. I follow up with crop plots above it. Right now, this just to test out if it worked or not. I then season them with seeds and water them and wait for them to bloom next. I even went a step further adding the tank up here, but it was too complicated to remodel the pipes back to your old spot. Then I realized I was slacking on the build. Some areas didn't have support, so patch it up it is. I made a bunch of decorative to be added later on. I then went to collect the honey, which showed it was working. And to get the full tree honey, I'll just need to add one more row of flower on the left side. The twist I did was removing the top row, placing the same top row to the left. What was I drinking to be that high that had caused me to did that? Today I learned that with even doors open, the seagull won't attack my crops. I reached Utopia, but before that I need to decorate my room. So I set a table near the window with the couch so I could read some books when I'm free. Follow that, the chair was placed next to another window for view, and the hammock next to the window for fresh air. Bookshelf and cupboard for my daily storage. How to tell you I'm single? Perhaps this would help. Plate for one, bed for one. What more proof do you need? Then I add the matchbook and a set of books that have been left untouched for years. Couldn't be a room without a quote poster, right? The place looking a bit too plain, so I add a red carpet to draw out the color. Then I add the curtain photo by Leonardo da Vinci. Got to add the curtain, can't get the sun obstructing my sleep in the morning. And for some ever reason, the flag was white. Next add some lights so I don't trip and fall and die. Last, Wally is on. I just look so cozy and now I'm really took a moment to enjoy my life. Before going in, I packed my storage with bows, arrows, and all the healable I got, and with all my top class foods. Soon I stepped foot on it, I got dragged by a hyena. Luckily I came full prepared, so that was not a problem. Then I noticed that I could interact with the crates, which I could stack up to make step. With the step I made, I got the rest of the wires. Then I connect the generator to another connect points. Then daisy chain it to other points, till it finally completes the circuit. I was following the spark when everything was fully finished. I met with a whole plot of ground filled with sand. So I began digging, hoping for treasure, but I got a 3-piece set of paper code, which I could unlock this code door. And in the room, I got a big backpack BP and the harpoon. The wiring earlier led to this water puzzle, which it got me stuck here for a very long time. Then I figured out an easy way. Just switch till I got both end matching and work my way in. And I did the same to the other one. By finishing the water puzzles, I got the carbon dioxide. With both parts, I could now access the next building. And all that worked for the blue key only, which now opened this chain up door. Oh, sorry, my bad. Not this door, I came here for the key. This door. Once inside, I got to do parkour. Not my best. I kept failing and failing and failing. At the end of the course, I was rewarded with the hammer, which unlocked another room. And inside the room, I got to move the gear to the top. But we cannot jump while holding this. Let's new mechanic. By doing some maths, and with number 2 on the scale, the gear was at the top, which I could use on the lever. Then do it one more time on a more complex one. This time, the lucky number was 3. And by completing the scale, I could use the gear on the lever, which I finally opened up the route to carry my gear all the way back to the elevator to repair it. By going right, left, left, right, and finally I met the antagonist, which I already got a grudge against him. Not fighting me fair, bro. You were throwing bombs at me. As soon as my step finished, I went straight to him and beheaded him, if that was possible. Then I got distracted by the warehouse key and the electric zipline tool BP. By unlocking every door available in the building, I got trapped in a room filled with hyenas. The only way out was to build up, which I did but on the wrong spot, and it works. I managed to scare him away. Here was a correct placement for the crates. And by swatting every single inch of the building, he got forced to use his last weapon, the radioactive hyena. This was a final boss. I thought I was well prepared. I was not. I was on so many occasions that I near died, but thanks to the golden fry egg, I wasn't worrying too much. Then my arrow ran out, which forced me to use my machete. With only one fry egg left, I managed to defeat it. Perfect timing, my guy already made a suicide window, but even the gods say dying is too easy for you, so he got saved to be later be presented in a dog cage. With the last key, I unlocked the maximum security door, and behind the door were peoples. And from this day on, I decided to rebuild humanity with all the peoples. If you make it this far, see you on the next one. Bye bye.